What if I told you there is a 5,000-year-old practice that neuroscientists have proven increases your focus by 340%? Not 10%, not 50%, 340%. And it does not require apps, supplements, or expensive courses. Just you, your breath, and 12 minutes a day. I am talking about Tratka, an ancient yogic meditation technique that literally rewires your prefrontal cortex. And in the next 12 minutes, I am going to show you exactly how it works, why modern neuroscience is obsessed with it, and how you can start using it today to transform your attention span in a world designed to destroy it. Because here is the truth, your inability to focus is not a character flaw, it's a hijacked nervous system, and I am about to show you how to take it back. Let's start with the uncomfortable reality. The average human attention span in 2025 is 8.25 seconds. That's shorter than a goldfish. And it's not because we are getting dumber, it is because we are living in the most distraction engineered environment in human history. Your phone buzzes, your email pings, your brain is constantly context switching between tasks, and every switch costs you up to 23 minutes of deep focus recovery time. That's not productivity, that's cognitive chaos. And here is what the research shows, chronic distraction is not just annoying, it is physically changing your brain structure. Studies from Stanford and MIT show that constant multitasking reduces gray matter density in the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain responsible for cognitive and emotional control. The more distracted you are, the worse you get at focusing. It's a downward spiral. But here is where this gets interesting. While modern technology is destroying our attention, ancient practices like Tratka have been training laser sharp focus for over 5,000 years. And now neuroscience is finally catching up to what the yogis already knew. In 2023, researchers at Harvard Medical School studied practitioners of Tratka meditation and found something remarkable. After just 30 days of daily practice, participants showed a 340% increase in sustained attention capacity. Their brain literally rewired themselves for focus. So the question is not whether you can fix your attention. The question is, are you willing to do what actually works? Now, before I show you exactly how to practice Trataka, you need to understand why it works. Because this is not just about staring at a candle and hoping for the best. This is about leveraging specific neurological mechanisms that most people have never heard of. And when you understand the science, the practice becomes 10 times more powerful. So, let me break down the three brain systems that Trataka activates and why each one is critical for focus in the modern world. Mechanism number one, oculomotor control and prefrontal cortex activation. Tratka involves steady, unblazing gaze on a single point, traditionally a candle flame, and here is what happens in your brain. Your oculomotor muscles, which control eye movement, send constant feedback to your prefrontal cortex, which control eye movement, send constant feedback to your prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain responsible for executive function, decision making, and sustained attention. When you practice steady gaze, you are essentially doing resistance training for your attention muscles. The prefrontal cortex gets stronger, denser, more efficient. MRI studies show increased blood flow and neural activity in this region after just 2 weeks of practice. Mechanism number two, default mode network suppression. Your default mode network or DMN is the brain network that activates when you are not focused on anything specific. It's responsible for mind wandering, self referential thinking, and that constant mental chatter that never shuts up. Research from Yale University shows that meditation practice like Tratka significantly reduces DMN activity. Your brain literally quiets down, the mental noise decreases, and suddenly you have access to the kind of deep, undistracted focus that most people have not experienced since childhood. And here is the kicker: the more you practice, the more permanent these changes become. You are not just temporarily focusing, you are rewiring your baseline brain state. Mechanism number three: gamma wave synchronization. This is where it gets really fascinating. Gamma waves are the fastest brain waves, oscillating between 30 to 100 Hz frequency. They are associated with peak cognitive performance, heightened perception, and what researchers call binding, which is the brain's ability to integrate information from multiple regions simultaneously. Studies on advanced Tratka practitioners show sustained gamma wave activity that's off the charts. We are talking about levels that neuroscientists previously thought were impossible to maintain. These practitioners are not just focusing better, they are assessing entirely different state of consciousness. And the best part, you don't need to be a monk in a cave to access this. This practice is simple, accessible, and backed by over 40 peer reviewed studies in the last decade alone. Okay, so now you understand the science, but here is what nobody tells you about Tratka. If you practice it wrong, you will get frustrated, strain your eyes, and quit within a week. There is a specific progression, a way to build this practice that aligns with how your nervous system actually adapts. And this is where our 4Q framework comes in, because real transformation is not just about the technique, it is about preparing your whole system: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual for this practice. Step 3: the practice itself. Gaze softly at the candle flame without blinking. Not a hard stare, a relaxed, steady gaze. When your eyes water or feel strained, close them and visualize the flame in your mind's eye. This is called inner Tratka, and it's actually where the deepest neurological changes happen. Step 4: progressive timing. Week 1, 3 minutes daily. Week 2, 5 minutes. Week 3, 8 minutes. Week 4 and beyond, 12 minutes. Don't rush this progression. Your nervous system needs time to adapt. Step 5: consistency over intensity. Daily practice at the same time creates a neurological groove. Your brain starts anticipating the practice, making it easier each day. Your IQ creates the systematic approach that ensures results. Now, EQ, your emotional quotient. This is where most people hit resistance, and it is the most important part, because Trataka does not just train focus, it brings up everything you have been avoiding. When you sit in stillness and gaze at single point, your mind will rebel, thoughts will flood in, anxiety will surface, boredom will scream at you to check your phone. This is not failure, this is the practice working. Here is what actually happening. You are confronting your addiction to distraction. You are feeling that discomfort that you have been numbing with constant simulation, and your emotional quotient is what allows you to sit with that discomfort instead of running from it. The key is self compassion. When your mind wanders, and it will, don't judge yourself. Simply notice, gently return your gaze to the flame. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your attention muscle. Ancient yogic text calls this witnessing consciousness, the ability to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them. Modern psychology calls it metacognition, same truth, different language. Your EQ transforms resistance into resilience. Finally, SQ, your spiritual quotient. This is where Trataka transcends technique and becomes transformation. Because at its deepest level, this practice is not about focusing on flame, it is about discovering the unchanging awareness behind all experience. The ancient yogis understood something profound. Your true nature is pure consciousness, steady, unwavering, always present. But it's obscured by the constant movement of thoughts, emotions, and sensory distractions. Tratka is a doorway. When you gaze at a flame, you are training your attention, but when you close your eyes and hold the inner image, something shifts. You begin to experience the difference between the observer and the observed, between your awareness and the contents of your awareness. This is what Bhagavad Gita calls dhyan, meditative absorption, what the Buddha called samadhi, unified consciousness, and what neuroscientists now measure as sustained gamma wave coherence across multiple brain regions. You are not just improving focus, you are touching the deepest dimension of who you are. When all four quotients align, when your body is prepared, your technique is sound, your emotions are witnessed, and your practice connects to something greater than yourself. That's when the 340% increase in focus becomes inevitable, because you are not forcing it, you are allowing it. Now, let's talk about how this translates to your actual life, because you are not practicing Trataka to become a monk, you are doing it to thrive in the modern world. In your work, you will notice you can enter deep focus states on command. That scattered, fragmented attention gone. You sit down, you focus, you produce high quality work in half the time. Studies show Trataka practitioners complete complex cognitive tasks 47% faster with fewer errors. In the relationships, you become present, actually present. When someone is talking to you, you are not mentally drafting your response or checking your mental do not check or checking your mental to-do list. You are there and people feel it. Your relationships deepen because you have developed the capacity for genuine attention. In your learning, information retention skyrockets. When you can sustain focus for extended periods, you move from shallow processing to deep encoding. You are not just reading, you are integrating. Students who practice Trataka show 68% improvement in exam performance. In your emotional regulation, this is huge. That reactive, impulsive part of you, it calms down because you have trained the prefrontal cortex to override the amygdala, your brain's fear center. You respond instead of react. And here is what nobody talks about. You start to enjoy being with yourself. The constant need for stimulation, entertainment, distraction, it fades away. You discover that presence itself is deeply satisfying. That's not just focus, that's freedom. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great. I don't have time. I am too busy. I'll start next month. Here is the truth. You don't have time not to do this. Every day you spend in scattered, distracted chaos is a day you are operating at 30% capacity. 12 minutes of Tratka will give you back hours of productive focus. And if you are thinking, I have tried meditation before and it did not work, Tratka is different. It's not about clearing your mind, it's about training your attention on a specific object. It's concrete, measurable, and neuroscience backed. The question is not whether it works. The question is, are you willing to invest 12 minutes a day to reclaim your attention in a world that's stealing it from you? So, here is your challenge. Start tonight. Light a candle. Sit for just 3 minutes. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just begin. And here is what I want you to notice. Pay attention to how your mind resists. Notice the thoughts that come up, the urge to quit, the discomfort of stillness, because that's resistance. That's exactly what you are training to overcome. And do me a favor, 30 days from now, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me what changed, because I guarantee something will shift. Your focus, your presence, your relationship with your own mind. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what's the biggest distraction stealing your focus? Your phone, your thoughts, your environment? Let's talk about it. Until next time, remember, your attention is your most valuable resource. The ancient yogis knew it, neuroscience proves it, and now you have the tool to reclaim it. Keep discovering yourself, one focused moment at a time.